All right, folks, in a previous video, we had discussed how to take your motor and to make some sort of bracket or other holding device that puts that motor onto your box. So if you haven't done that yet, that's your first step. This step is going to show you how to make pulleys that connect your spindle from your motor to your spindle for your automata. There is another video that shows you how to do gears. You get to choose whether you want to use gears or you want to use pulleys, and it's totally up to you. Gears, I think, look a little bit cooler and they're a little bit stronger. The advantage to the pulley is you don't have to be as precise with your distance between these 2 points because you're going to use a rubber band. Regardless of what you do, remember that you need a gear ratio of 2.5 to 3.5, which means that your pulley that connects to this spindle is going to be somewhere between 2.5 and 3.5 times larger than the pulley that goes onto this spindle. So let's talk about how to do that, because you're going to have to create a bunch of circles and put those together. So here's how to do your pulleys. First of all, we're going to, whoops, I don't need to start a sketch. We're going to start a new design. Okay, and in this design, we are going to make a sketch on the front view, and you're going to draw a total of 6 circles, because we're going to cut out 6 different things. So you can start at the origin, and your decisions that you need to make is that you're going to start with the inside of the pulley. So let's say I'm going to decide I'm going to make like a 2.8 gear ratio. So if I make the first one, let's make that, I want it a little bit big. Let's make it like 1.4. Please don't follow what I'm doing in this video. Make your own. You decide what sizes you're going to use. So I'll make that. Then I'm going to make another circle that is going to be, if I wanted a 2.8, then I'm going to do 1.4 times 2.8. And that's going to give me whatever size for the output pulley. Let's measure what that is to see if it's, so that's a diameter of almost 4 inches. That might be a little bit big. So for the purposes of this assignment, I'm going to leave it at this, but I probably would reduce that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to make this instead of 1.4, my number actually shows up on another screen. I'm just going to make it 1, which means that this would be 2.8 if I want to make that 2.8. Okay. So now I've got my 2 circles. Okay, I want to kind of pack things close to each other. Now the other circles you're going to get 2 of them, and I'd like them to be a little bit bigger. A good size would be 0.2. So let's make whatever size circle. This is your inside circle, kind of the inner part of the pulley that the rubber band's going to ride on. And now we need the outer parts. They're kind of the rims. So you're going to make 2 more circles that are 0.4 larger than that size. So this is going to be 1.4. Again, use your own numbers. Don't just copy what I'm doing. Okay, and try and cluster these things together as much as you can. So this will be the inside that gets glued to 2 outsides, and that's what's going to make the pulley. Do the same thing for this. So we're going to have a circle that's 3.2 and another circle that's 3.2. Or whatever size you are making. So your larger circles are 0.4 larger than your other circles. So again, try and make this in such a way that it's going to take up the least amount of room. Okay, when we're on the laser cutter, so that, whoops, I can't move that one. But anyway, try and do what you can leave a little space. We don't want it burning it. Okay, now your smaller ones are going to get the motor spindle one, and your larger ones, I'm only going to do 2, and I'll show you the example of how to do this. So you're going to go to hole templates, drag a box around that guy, and copy. Okay, I don't think you have to be in the sketch. I think you can just copy it that way. We might have to be. We'll find out. And then when you're in here, we're going to hit paste. So this is the bigger size specs. Now, you can move it around like so, but what you really need to do is you need to do point to point. So on your options over here, one is putting a point with a point, and we're going to choose the center point of that little star-shaped dude to the center point of the circle, and you're going to do that for each of the large circles, like so. Now we're going to do the same thing with the spindle hole for the 3 smaller ones. So we're going to, most of the time you're using the laser cutter. So it's this middle one. We're going to copy that, and we're going to do the same thing for each of the 3 smaller ones. So again, you choose point to point, the center point of the sketch to the center point of the circle, and again, do that for all 3. And finally, we're going to finish sketch and extrude. It doesn't really matter how far you're extruding them. We're going to extrude all of these dudes. Okay, maybe just do 0.1 so that we have those shapes. And this is what we're going to use to create our drawing that we will then go and laser cut. So we're going to do another sketch on one of the top surfaces. It doesn't matter which one. We're going to use P for project, and we're going to choose each one of these shapes and click OK. Now, make sure it shows purple, because for whatever reason, sometimes there's one that doesn't show up and you have to do it again. I don't know why that happens. It just does. Okay, but make sure all of them have those purple outlines showing up. Okay, and then we can take that sketch, which in this case is sketch 2, right click. This time you can just choose this save as DXF, because we don't have any splines in this one, so it'll work just fine. And that's what's going to be laser cut. And then you're going to glue these together to make your pulleys and make your automata work. All right, hope it all worked out for you. We'll see your automata automated. All right, good luck to you. See you soon.